All right, this is the video to explain for CVAU week 3, question number 1. So for rate making analysis, you want to determine the prospective average accident date, which losses should be trended. The rates you're calculating will apply to policies incepting on January 1st, 2020. January 1st, 2020. And through July 1st in the middle of the year, July 1st, 2020. And assumption A is that all policies have a term of 6 months. This is a 6-month term for assumption A. Assumption B actually have a 12-month term. And policies incept evenly throughout the year. What is the correct combination of the average accident dates for assumption A and B? First thing I want to explain why we need to calculate this is because losses are generally impacted by a lot of factors such as inflation. So we always want to know when the loss are on average, when the loss actually happened, so that if we're going to talk about down the road in the future for 4, 5, 3, 2, or whatever the date in the future, we will be able to appropriately calculate the expected loss. Remember, our job is a risk management. Our main job here is trying to estimate the loss. So the inflation is actually a very important factor, so we want to know when the loss actually happened. And also 6-month term and also 12-month term are very typical insurance policy. For most of automobile insurance, you will deal with the 6-month term. Like if you read your automobile insurance policy, a lot of them like, okay, the rate you're gonna pay is about a 6 month. Every 6 months they will review it. Most of the time they will increase it. And also most of your homeowner insurance typically are 12-month policy every year, after you pay property tax, and also the homeowner insurance normally will review their rate. So these are all very typical assumptions. So for 6-month term, give you an example. If you are having a insurance policy started January, then this policy gonna have potential accident dates from January 1st to July 1st. It could be any dates in there. But you don't sell policy on January 1st all the time. Sometimes January 2nd, you also sell policy, and that policy is a 6-month policy as well. Then you have an extra day. Then on the third day, then that's the potential accident date. That's a potential accident date. That's a potential accident date. So your potential accident will continue. And because we're talking about all the policies from January 1st to July 1st, you're actually the loss starting date. And we're talking about average. And these are all the potential dates that when you're going to have your losses. And if you look at all these dots, what do you think is the average date of all these losses? Is going to be somewhere here. Therefore, in this case, July 1st, 2020 will be the average date of the accident dates of accident. Now, another way to look at this is, what is the average date you write to the policy? Well, the average date you write to the policy is in the middle of this will be April 1st, 2020. That's the average date you write to the policy. And because it's a 6-month policy, 3 months is the average length it takes for you to get to the accident. Because it's a 6 month policy, you're only covering for them for 6 months. Therefore, third month, in the middle of this 6 month is when every single accident have accident Every single policy have an accident. You have a starting date, you have when it have. So this will also gives you July 1st, 2020. Now use this philosophy, use this method, you can evaluate this. The average date for the 12 month will also, the average date for all the policy when you issue those policies is still going to be April 1st, 2020, because that's all the policy we care about is January 1st to July 1st. But the average date for a 12-month policy going to have a accident. It's on the month of 6, in the middle of this 12 month. That will make it April 1st, adding a 6 month, that will make October 1st, 2020. That will become the average date of the accident. That's why the answer for this question is D.